Is it worth it? Hosting the Olympics on the eve of the opening ceremonies in Milan for the 25th Winter Games. We say hello to Kate Moody. It's time for business. You've been weighing up the costs and the benefits.
Yes, and as we know here in Paris from having hosted those Summer Olympics not too long ago, hosting those games is big business, of course, and it does come with very big budgets. The Milano-Cortina Olympics Committee initially put forward a spending plan of $1.3 billion. That figure has gone up to $1.7 billion. It's partly due to the decision just 2 years ago to build a new sliding track in Cortina. About $3.5 billion worth of public money was also used for related infrastructure projects for an overall budget of just over $6 billion. It's about the same amount that tourists are broadly expected to spend over the next 2 weeks. Organizers said earlier this week they were still putting the finishing touches on some venues, but felt they had delivered what they promised.
The financial situation of our organizing committee has been extremely difficult throughout these years. And more work will still be required after the Games to finally place it in a secure and sustainable footing. We must honestly acknowledge that these Games have cost more than was originally foreseen in the candidature budget. This is true despite the constant daily effort to contain every possible cost item. I can assure you that every decision has been taken with discipline, scrutiny, and a strong sense of responsibility toward public and private resources.
Well, we can bring in now Giulia Wedam. She's the co-founder and CEO of the tourism agency Cortina IN. You're joining us from Cortina d'Ampezzo. That's one of the 4 major locations for these Olympic sporting events. Thanks for joining us on France 24.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight.
Now, initial estimates suggest that the region is on track to earn around $6 billion from tourist spending during these games. Some 2 million spectators expected to travel there. Tell us about your experience in terms of interest in the lead up to the Olympics. Are you busier than usual?
Yeah, so definitely busier than usual. We're about to welcome the Olympics. Actually, we already kicked off in the past days with the sliding and yesterday with the curling as well. So for sure, the Winter Olympics have influenced both the economic development and the international reputation. So since the Olympic Games were awarded to Cortina and Milan, of course, there was a major global exposure, and this for sure affected the status of Cortina being the elite alpine destination in Italy.
And so I imagine, I imagine that all the hotels and rentals in your area are certainly full. Tell us a little bit about your business model and how you're personally benefiting from this.
Yeah, so for sure, this exposure has increased the number of visitors since, as I mentioned before, the Olympic Games were awarded to Cortina. So we're talking about 2019. Thinking back at that year or the previous year, I used to work still in the hospitality industry, being a sales and marketing manager of a 5-star hotel. I used to go around the world for sales calls, and Cortina was actually not well known back that time, but now I can tell that things are different because it's going global. Of course, now everybody knows where Cortina is and what people can do here in the destination. So, going back to the impact of the Olympics in the tourism, for sure, I can tell you that Cortina now attracts not only visitors interested in the winter sports, but also visitors that have different interests in nature, of course, in culture, in tradition, in food and beverage. Of course, Cortina is located in Italy, so of course, we are well known for our food and beverage offers, but as well, the destination is located really close to the Austrian border, and all the area was Austria before the First World War. So you can imagine that the traditions, the culture, but as well the food are really influenced by this multicultural. And of course, this creates a wide tourism offer that attracts visitors year round.
And that's always certainly part of the argument that any organizing committee makes when they're trying to pitch for the Olympics, that the broader industries there will see a bump, an increase in tourism. The International Olympic Committee has been trying to be more sustainable. It's a big watchword at the moment. They're encouraging host cities to reuse existing venues, only build infrastructure that can really be repurposed in the future. What are your thoughts on the developments in the region? What has changed and what hasn't?
Well, the major impact was for sure on the transportation, so the roads. We have improvement on those ones. So this for sure facilitate the access to Cortina. Renovation and construction of sports center. As you mentioned before, we have a brand new sliding center that already hosted international events since when was ready. And of course, we had a major renovation of the state of the ice stadium. So Cortina has a sports heritage that goes back several years. You know that Cortina already hosted the Winter Olympic Games in 1956. The Bob Club in Cortina was founded prior to the Games. The curling as well in Italy started in Cortina, so we have a lot of local players here as well. And of course, the alpine skiing has always been iconic here in Cortina, hosting all the World Cup events every year. So I guess that we have a good base to attract also the sports community for future international events. And I think that with the positiveness of the locals and the great collaboration that we also saw in these months, for sure we will achieve the goals and implement and continue to host events and happenings here in order to exploit the new centers or the renovated centers as much as possible.
Julia, hosting an international sporting event like this is often very controversial. Local populations aren't always in favor. You seem to be very much in the pro camp for this. Have you seen any cons for Cortina?
Well, of course, it's a big event like this. It's always a challenge because we experienced a lot of renovation and work in progress in the past months, as you can imagine. And this, of course, was a little bit frustrating, but putting on the like balancing the pros and the cons, I think that everybody should be happy about the Olympics we're hosting and what will be next. I think the overall thought of the locals is that it's positive. It's going to bring a lot of positiveness. And of course, also Cortina for the most is a tourism destination. So most of businesses here are based on tourism. So I guess that's the answer as well.
Giulia, just quickly before I let you go, do I understand that you have a family member actually competing in the upcoming games?
No, actually, my dad is a former ski coach of the national Italian ski team. I grew up skiing. I'm a ski instructor as well. So going back to your question that I seem to be happy for the Olympics. Of course I am. I'm a sports person, alpine skier, so I couldn't be happier. And the best is that my company that hosts and supports tourism in Cortina and in the Dolomites is based in Cortina. So of course, I'm happy of what's going on around here.
That personal connection plus a business boost there. Giulia Wedam, thank you so much for taking us through your expectations for the next 2 weeks in Cortina as the Olympic Games get ready to open on Friday evening.